Women are leaving their relationships, and men are the reason. In a day and age where most communication is done electronically, and raw emotions seem a thing of the past, relationships are becoming increasingly more difficult to sustain. And while men will often be quick to toss the blame around, it's men that have become the problem and men that aren't putting forth the effort to change. Whether men want to admit it or not, times have changed and will continue to change without permission. Women don't just want a man that works, comes home, eats, goes to bed, and then starts the process again tomorrow. In a society where women can provide and support themselves, the need for more of an emotional and sexual connection with their partners is becoming more evident, and women are now, more than ever, leaving their significant others in search of a real connection. Yet men aren't showing any desire to give, and it's creating an imbalance in the relationship that will eventually tear the relationship apart. By the time men receive their wake-up call, the damage has already been done, and the opportunity to fix it is out the window. But it's still the woman's fault, right? It seems like men have lost the ability to deeply interact with their significant other. What most men view as the honeymoon stage is not a stage for women. They want that same energy throughout the entirety of the marriage. And the moment they see it get neglected is the same moment they start to put one foot out the door, because they know they deserve better. But what do men say? They blame the women, blame the fact that they have to work all the time, and that they're too tired to spend quality time with their wife. They pin everything on the woman and all their problems, and how no man will ever be able to fix them. Men can't seem to realize that they've been the problem all along. Women are leaving because they feel mistreated, undervalued, and taken for granted every single day they wake up. They're leaving because they don't want to continue being disappointed when their man doesn't hold up their end of the bargain in the relationship. Women know they can love themselves, but they got in a relationship so they could feel that love from someone else. But men aren't giving it, or are giving that love elsewhere. Women try to make it work, then try to find a solution. But they only find themselves indulged in the same arguments every day with no resolution in sight. Men are too stubborn to sit down and work through things naturally, thinking that these problems will just disappear in the morning. Women are just asking for a little time and effort, but men make that so hard to obtain. Women want to talk. They want to connect on an emotional level and feel wanted. When that emotional connection is neglected, it makes it hard for women to make a sexual connection, only leading to more frustration and pressure on the relationship. Instead of acknowledging and working through these emotions, men bottle them up without allowing their significant other in, putting their relationship at risk of disaster. Eventually, women decide that enough is enough and move on to find something better, and rightfully so. Women grow out of the relationship and feel there's nothing left to gain from it. They lose attraction. They lose sight of the man they married and the man they originally fell in love with. To women, that man doesn't exist anymore. Whether it's because men try to be someone they aren't in the beginning, or if they neglect to change with the times, women won't always be there to wait for you. Men put women in a very difficult position. They want to stay and make it work because they know deep down the man they married is there. But they're left with no other choice than to leave in order to regain their happiness and quality of life. Men might see this as a fault on the woman's end, but it's the man's behavior that rooted the problem. And while the woman will eventually find what they're looking for, the men don't learn from their mistakes and just bring those same issues into the next relationship. One of the first steps to fixing a problem is admitting there is one. If you want a relationship that works, men need to realize that it'll only happen when they admit to being the problem, and that's a rarity these days.